So today, easy spaghetti and meatballs. So we made a nice marinara before, and I want to just refresh you on what that was. It was one 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes, and then I took about a tablespoon of dried parsley, a teaspoon of dried basil, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried oregano. I added to that a clove of garlic and a little bit of salt, and it just makes an easy and very nice marinara sauce. You can use that on pizza. Now, if you want it for spaghetti, I add about a cup of water to that to just thin it out a little bit. And then I can cook it on the stovetop, I can freeze it, I can do pretty much anything. You can even just put it on your meatballs and bake it. So here's what we're gonna do. I have a pound of ground meat in here. Now this is meatloaf mix, which is 1/3 beef, 1/3 veal, and 1/3 pork. That's what I like to use. And to that, I'm gonna add another tablespoon of parsley, another teaspoon of basil, and 3/4 teaspoon of oregano. And I just sprinkle all that in. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and I like the seasoned ones. It just gives a little extra. And then a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. Then I'm gonna add 1 clove of garlic, and I'm gonna add 1 fresh egg. And anytime your recipe calls for an egg, it means a large egg unless it says otherwise. So 1 egg, and I would just mix all this up really, really well until it's well mixed, it's well blended. Just don't over mix it. You don't want a hard meatball. All right, and then what I have right here is some of my meatloaf mix that I've already made, meatloaf and meatball mix. This also makes a great meatloaf. And about a golf ball, ping pong ball size, I just want to roll that and put it on a cookie sheet to bake. And then I'm gonna bake these about 20 minutes at 350, pull them out of the oven, and then just stick them in our sauce. So right here I have a bunch of meatballs that I baked, and I put them in my sauce. I have a few more. I like to put a little bit of the sauce down in the bottom first, and then I pour the remainder sauce over top. And then we're just gonna bake these for about another 20 to 30 minutes. If you have a nice small meatball, which I did. If you make your meatballs a little bit larger, bake them a little bit longer. But then, when you're ready for this delicious spaghetti. So just a little bit of spaghetti and some of your meatballs, some of that delicious sauce, and then top it off with some Parmesan. And here we have a nice loaf of fresh homemade focaccia. What could be better? Serve it with a quick salad and you've got yourself a great meal.